Beny. One day, Beny was listening to the radio when he thought, I wish I had a TV. I know, I'll make one myself. So he went to the junkyard and got bits of an old radio and of a washing machine. Then he took the outside of an old TV. Then he took some other bits. He picked it all up and went home again. After a lot of trouble, he managed to fix it together. Then he took the TV and put it in the sitting room. Then he had a look at it. It looks good, he said. He tried to plug it in, but the wire was too short, so he had to move the TV nearer. Then he could plug it in, so he did. He went over to the TV and turned it on, but it didn't work. So he banged it and banged it. Suddenly, one of the legs on the TV snapped, and kaboom! The TV blew up. Beny poked his head out of the mess and said, I'll try again someday. Beny makes a diving suit. One day, Beny went to a museum and he saw lots of diving suits. I wish I had one, he said. I know, I'll make one, he said. When he got home, he got out a rubbish bin, a bucket, a pair of boxing gloves, a pair of flippers and some old fizzy drink cans. He took the top and bottoms off the cans and the rubbish bin and made a hole in the bucket. He put his suit together and he thought that he wanted something to cover his eyes with, so he used a piece of glass. So then he thought he'd need something to breathe with, so he used an old hose. Then he went to the sea. He put it on and jumped in. After he'd floated around for a bit, he turned upside down to swim, but his diving suit fell off and he fell too. He stuck his head out of the mess and said, I'll try again sometime. Beny makes a cousin. One day Beny was watching the children play and he said, I wish I had someone to play with. So he got a battery, an engine, a few scraps of metal, some springs, some wire, and some other things. He fixed them together. Then he fixed a voice box in it. Beny stepped back to look at it. He said. He turned it on. It said, Gimme a doggy, gimme doggy. Okay, said Beny, and Beny ran out and got one. Here, said Beny, as he handed the robot a dog. But the robot just said, Gimme a doggy, gimme a doggy. And he got faster and faster. Then he said, Gimme a doggy, gimme a doggy. Boom! Beny stuck his head out of the mess and said, I'll try again someday. Beny the Robot. There was once a robot called Beny. He liked spaceships, so he made one with lots of stuff. He worked all day and all night. He got pedals, cans, a barometer, and some glass, a resting chair, toy guns, screws, nuts and bolts. Then he looked around his house for some other stuff. Eventually he found his sellotape and stuck it together. Then he pushed it to a cliff. He got in and started to pedal towards the edge of the cliff. He went over the edge, but he didn't fly. He just fell. Bang! He landed at the bottom. Beny poked his head out of the mess and said, I'll try again someday.